We can wait. There we go. Good morning, and welcome to All Souls Unitarian Universalist Congregation in New London, Connecticut. I'm Sue Frankowitz, and leading worship with me is fellow member Chris Cluett, a seasoned educator and now co-chair of Braver Angels Connecticut Alliance. The Nahantic and Mohegan people were the traditional caretakers of the land on which we gather now. We honor and pay respect to their communities and to their ancestors as we begin. Today is the fifth and final Sunday in a series of services entitled Praise the Mutilated World, an invitation to be in a space of awe toward the natural world, despite its wounds and challenges. This morning, we will direct our consciousness toward the wonder and danger of storms. We welcome you to this space of reflection on what is and what may be, and as always, we welcome you to All Souls, where all souls are welcome. You are joyfully called to worship. Please rise in body and or spirit to sing our opening hymn, Hymn 1000, Morning Has Come. Morning has come, arise and greet the day. Sing a song of gladness. The light of hope here shines upon each face. We bring hope to rid our journey home. A new day dawns, once more the gift is given. Wonder fills this moment shared together. The light of peace here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. Open our eyes to see that life abounds. Open hearts to welcome it among us. The light of love here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. That sounded wonderful. Whether online or here at Unity Hall, we ask that if you are new to All Souls, you write a note in the chat or raise your hand here in Unity Hall so that we can welcome you appropriately. Anyone new to the building today? All right. It's always fun to welcome newcomers. Okay. Has anybody seen Kyle? No. Okay. We've come to the moment in our service when we greet and offer one another peace. If you're on YouTube, you may want to mention a word of peace in the chat. And here in Unity Hall, we ask that you stick to elbows as we greet one another. And so let's make a joyful noise and pass the peace. Just before I bring this beautiful bowl, I'm wondering, Kyle hasn't been feeling well and was going to read the joys and concerns from the chat for us here in Unity Hall today and is unable. Is there anybody that's got the technology and cares to watch the chat at that time? Yeah? Okay. Kiana, thank you. Yay. All right. When the time comes, just come up and join me, okay? All right. Thanks. Oh, young people and their technology, I just love it. I've asked Chris Clouet to light our chalice this morning. Please join in the words of one awake and aware woman, Melanie Davis. Okay, that is not... Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, right. I have a spark of hope written here. If ever there was a time for a candle in the darkness, this would be it. Using a spark of hope, kindle the flame of love, ignite the light of peace, and feed the flame of justice. All right. And Chris will also light our candle of peace. We light a candle of peace this morning for all those struggling to survive the storms of war. May we have the courage to not turn away. Our reading this morning is from the Anthropocene Pastoral by Catherine Pierce. This was written only 2 years ago. The Anthropocene is defined as that period of time during which human activities have impacted the environment enough to constitute a distinct geological age. In the beginning, the ending was beautiful. Early spring everywhere, the trees furred pink and white, lawns the sharp green that meant new, the sky so blue it looked manufactured, robins. We'd heard the cherry blossoms wouldn't blossom this year, but what was one epic blooming, even when the desert was an explosion of verbena? When bobcats slinked through primroses, when coyotes slept deep in orange poppies. One New Year's Day, we woke to daffodils, wisteria, onion grass, wafting through the open windows. Near the end, we were eyelided, we were cottoned, we were sundressed and barefoot. At least it's starting gentle, we said. An abstract comfort, we knew, a placebo. But we were built like that, built to say at least, built to reach for the heat of skin on skin even when we were already hot, built to love the purpling desert in the twilight, built to marvel over the pink bursting dogwoods, to hold tight to every pleasure even as we rocked together toward the graying, even as we held each other warmth to warmth and said, sorry, I'm so sorry, while petals sifted softly to the ground all around us. We welcome Chris Clouet to the pulpit with gratitude for all the many ways he has demonstrated his decision to live a life of service to humanity and to the world community of beings.
Thank you, Sue. Try to praise the mutilated world through the prism of storms today. Storms are loud, but Sue asked me not to read the whole thing in that voice, so I won't. Storms are a part of our reality on this pale blue dot, the planet Earth, our blue boat home. Each one of us has experienced the fury of storms of all types. We know thunderstorms and lightning storms, snowstorms and hailstorms, sandstorms and firestorms, and now megastorms. And please, do not forget the locusts. Maybe they are more swarms than storms, but Moses didn't parse words when it came to liberating his people from enslavement. And the locusts, a storm of locusts, they helped. I feel that we can agree plagues and pandemics are versions of storms in a societal, cultural sense. In another time and place, Miranda pleads with Prospero, "If by your art, dearest father, you have put the wild waters in this roar, allay them." But to whom do we address such a request? Who will allay the waters in this roar? I had a hard time with the poem that is the basis of the series of reflections, Try to Praise the Mutilated World by Adam Zagajewski. The word mutilated conjures images of pain and of evil. For me, it does. How about you? It connotes mass graves, the oppression of women, people shackled and under the whip. Try to praise it? Not easy. But the cone-like inference I draw is that in spite of the sorrows and horrors of this world, there are many opportunities for joy. We must be attentive to the smell of flowers after a rain shower. You should savor the chill of a snowflake on your tongue. The gentle act of sharing an umbrella, feeling an ocean breeze on your closed eyelids, or break out in full Gene Kelly-style exuberance and sing in the rain. This morning, we look at the poem through the prism of storms. Hurricane Katrina, Maria, the deadly floods in eastern Kentucky, typhoons, derechos, blizzards, storms that produce lightning strikes that kill. And did I mention mega storms? Having fun yet? With roots in Zoroastrian cosmology, the Torah, and what Christians call the Old Testament, we all have familiarity with the very ancient tale of the 40 days and 40 nights of rainstorms and floods. Storms are a part of our collective psyche, our collective story, from the beginning of our species and before. All creatures, large and small, know storms. Even the rocks and rivers do. Typically, we understand storms as disruptors, sometimes massive, deadly, as when entire favelas get wiped away in Rio de Janeiro or in countless places on the margins of cities around the world. Quick sidebar, struggling families in nearby Guatemala, for example, having lost everything, including their meager subsistence and commercial crops in torrential rainstorms. They make the harrowing trek to the United States, gasping for breath, seeking safety and a chance for a dignified, meaningful life, and they get treated as if they were disease-bearing animals. Okay, that's a reflection for another day, but I just wanted to say it in case I don't get invited back, so I put it out there. Storms in all forms are a major factor in the global mass migration that the world has experienced, that people are experiencing. Sometimes storms are disruptive in less life-altering ways, such as when we lose electrical power, or our flight is canceled, or our favorite ice cream is melting in the non-functioning freezer. Storms as metaphor are woven into our collective psyche. He has a stormy personality. A political firestorm erupted on Capitol Hill this week. An economic perfect storm is worrying investors. Manx City fans stormed the pitch. She weathered the storm with steely resolve. Again, storms are part of the experience we have, all sentient beings have, and the web of complex ecosystems on our fragile planet have. Paleotempestology. That's right, it's a word. And aren't you use word nerds? Come on. Paleotempestologists, I just love saying it. They study past tropical cyclone activity, looking for patterns. As we know, rational scientific predictions are that planet Earth is entering a period of increased extreme weather. Now we refer to derechos, a widespread system of connected storms over vast areas. And now it's something we should be prepared for. Singer-poet Jim Morrison of the kooky, spooky rock band The Doors wrote that we are riders on the storm. Into this house we're born, into this world we're thrown. In the serene eye of some types of storms, we can open the hatches, if only for a few minutes, and find each other. If we are fortunate, we can enjoy a snowstorm from inside our well-provisioned home, or marvel as bolts of lightning and the percussion of thunder fill the sky. If we are affluent and well-connected enough, we can get out of town before the crisis-level storms endanger us. Many are not that fortunate. Every night and every morn, some to misery are born. Every morn and every night, some are born to sweet delight. Some are born to sweet delight. Some are born to endless night. Blake. Storms aggravate this, unfortunately. As Nobel laureate Bob Dylan sings, I've heard newborn babies wailing like a mourning dove, and old men with broken teeth stranded without love. Do I understand your question, man? Is it hopeless and forlorn? Come in, she said. I'll give you shelter from the storm. Who is she? Who can she allay the roar of the wild waters? Is she Gaia? Is she Kuan Yin? Can she give us shelter from the storm? Notwithstanding the maelstrom of our life in these times, we can unite with each other. We can listen for the cries of strangers among us. In the face of a storm, we must help each other find shelter from the storm. We can batten down the hatches as the eye of the storm passes over us. We can evacuate if necessary, or maybe, if we're lucky, we can play Scrabble by candlelight until the power comes back on. We can watch hopeful, and this is from the Zagajewski poem, for that gentle light that strays and vanishes and returns. It returns. It is in us. It is all around us. Together, we make it brighter. That light reminds us that central to our duty as caretakers of this earth, we must be good ancestors. It's up to us. It's in us. We must allay the waters wild as best we can. We must for future generations. Check out John Luther Adams. We played a little bit of his music after Bill played his symphony, Become Ocean. It's really a great piece, really worthy of listening to. And try, my friends, to praise the mutilated world. So be safe. Peace, my friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Our musical meditation is a song that I learned in 1998. I think that's 24 years ago, at the UU General Assembly in Rochester. UU composer and performing musician Jim Scott taught us this hymn, A Song for the Earth. This passionate piece was first performed with the Paul Winter Consort in the Concert for the Earth, recorded live at the General Assembly of the United Nations on World Environment Day, June 5th, 1984. So 38 years ago, this sensitive soul was alerting us to what was now becoming our reality. We will observe a brief period of silence at the end.
As the rain sifts through the trees, it threatens nature's ancient harmony. Poison rain from an ailing sky beneath the ground. Roots will die, and that is why I sing this song for the earth. The tainted river struggles to the open sea. Defiled is the mountain's majesty. All of life chain. When one is hurt, we all feel the pain. What do we gain? For what it's worth, I'm offering this song for the earth. The sea is where all life begins. The ocean is our origin. If she dies, nothing survives. No, nothing can. Nothing can. And who will look with awe upon the monuments of man? The sea is where all life begins. The ocean is our origin. If she dies, nothing survives. No, nothing can. Nothing can. And who will look with awe upon the monuments of man? But the trees still strive to grow. Watching generations come and go. Green and tall, the land is theirs, feeding the soil, clearing the air, living their song, a song for the earth.
We thank Jim Scott and those artists, musicians, poets who get it and who will not look away. The time has come for our offering, and if you think you might be going to write a check, I would suggest you start right now. And be sure and put GNO on it, meaning Good Neighbor Authoring. To be good neighbors, we support work that creates the greater good. With this offering, we remember to extend our reach beyond these walls. Today's Good Neighbor offering will support the work. I'm reading the wrong script, but I have the script in a book this time. So there's the little piece I had to add. The REACH is going to support the REACH Fund of Connecticut Incorporated. That stands for Reproductive Equity, Access, and Choice. REACH works directly with Connecticut abortion clinics to financially assist those who cannot afford out-of-pocket costs. Now is also a good time to bring up your gifts of pasta for the Food for the People project if you have not already done so. Each week, we pause to pay attention to the joys and sorrows that we experienced in the week just past. We share these through our book in the church lobby, through email at belovedcommunity@allsouls.net, or on the YouTube chat. I invite souls online to type your intentions into the chat now, and if online folks could hold off on responding to what is shared until the close of our prayer, we'd appreciate it. That helps us to be able to read the intentions more easily. Starting here in Unity Hall, I invite you to come forward to light a candle of intention as you wish. There is nothing written in the book today, and nothing received online. Nothing sent into the office during the week. Do we have any news from the chat? Okay.
Karen Ether Waring says, I'm so grateful for the souls who reflect and lead services in the summer. Such a great way to get to know each other in a deeper way. And then Eleanor McClellan says, my sister Grazelli, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, is to have her other hip replacement on Tuesday. Some of Jim's family comes to visit for a few days tomorrow. Feeling heartful.
Thank you, Kiana.
Of course.
Let us join in prayer or meditation with gratitude for the poets and their gifts to us. Again, we revisit Try to Praise the Mutilated World by Adam Zagajewski, translated from the Polish by Claire Kavanaugh. Remember June's long days and wild strawberries, drops of rose wine, the nettles that methodically overgrow, the abandoned homesteads of exiles. We must praise the mutilated world. We watched the stylish yachts and ships. One of them had a long trip ahead of it, while salty oblivion awaited others. You've seen the refugees going nowhere. You've heard the executioners sing joyfully. Return in thought to the concert where music flared. Try to praise the mutilated world and the gray feather a bird lost and the gentle light that strays and vanishes and returns. We must praise the mutilated world. Let us observe a period of silence. Our closing hymn is the Blue Boat Home. You may remain seated as we begin our beloved hymn in this new arrangement inspired by performance from the composer Paul Mayer. And then please join in with us on verse 3, which will be projected. Rising then, as you are so moved, that you may sing from your deepest heart space. Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor nor port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep. Drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the light of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me. Hail the great winds urging me on. Greet the infinite sea before me. Sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor nor port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. And the earth is my blue boat home. It was my error not to introduce these beautiful women and men singing with me, or a woman and a man. Who knows? It sounded like many. Thank you, Lynn Tavermina and Gerald Dillenbeck. All right, Chris is going to extinguish the chalice and the peace candle. The service has ended, but our work is not yet done. May our spirits be renewed and our purpose resolved as we meet the challenges of the week. The chalice flame is extinguished, once again ignited by the strength of our communion. Thank you, Chris, for your wise and beautiful sharing today. Thank you, Lynn and Gerald, for adding your voices, and thanks, Adam, for the tech support, and Tammy for the beautiful slides she chooses for us every week. Whether online or here in Unity Hall, we invite you into a gesture of outreach and connection. Please raise your hands, palms up, and if you're at home, please place one hand over your heart and the other heading towards us, because we need you. Until we gather again, go in peace, believe in peace, create peace. Amen. Please be seated for our beautiful postlude. Thank you, Bill, for all the wonderful music, always. And thank you, Kiana, for filling in the void. Very much appreciated. Announcements. Please pass hymnals to the left if you have them, and our greeters will pick them up after the service. Next week's service includes the Reverend Caitlin O'Brien and the Reverend Mary Margaret Earl, who will lead us in a program called Kindness to Animals. There will be an in-person sharing circle on vegetarianism and animal rights immediately following next week's service, which will happen in the Vail Library. Please contact Becky Noreen if you have questions. And Reverend Carolyn has asked me to encourage folks to come next week as we welcome our guest preacher. She said, I always hope for robust attendance when we have a guest preacher, so let's be here. Elder Journey will meet Thursday, August 25th at noon for those 65 and older. Bring your lunch and dessert will be provided. The Pride event is next Saturday, August 27th. All Souls will be tabling, so please stop by our booth, which I believe is maybe that table there, I'm not sure, and say hello and show your support. Oh, they mean if you're at Pride, stop by our booth. Sorry. I'm not sure where you sign up for tabling. Does anybody know? It's all done? All right. Yay! And community educational event and movie screening coming up on October 1st, so save the date. And lastly, let me apologize for the garbled readings at times today. There's always one mistake. Last time I did this in July, I locked myself out of the building for half an hour. That did not happen today, nor will it ever happen again. Today, I left my glasses at home. So, thank you all. Thank you.